Hello.
Well, there's plenty to do around here. Plenty of hustle bustle in the gangways and water for sale. All sorts of refreshments. There's even the on-site shop here where you can buy some wares and perhaps even a racket. I'll tell you what, if you're not motivated having watched some of the badminton here, you never will be. It's absolutely spellbinding, brilliant. Lovely warm day, parasols for all the right reasons. And well, it's just unfolding dramatically, the action here. We've got deadlock in the tie on court 2 between Chinese Taipei and Indonesia, because the Indonesians, Gideon and Sukamulya, well, no surprise, they secured the opening win in the men's doubles, and Tai Tzu Ying levels up with a half-hour showing or so against a really strong Grigoria Mariska Tunjun. But in the end, the world #1 came good with a flurry of 8 points consecutively at the back end of that match. Now then, up next, it's CHOU Tien Chien, the world #4, taking on Jonatan CHRISTIE, the world #8, off of his career high. Here's CHRISTIE, and he's coming fresh from the New Zealand Open title that he won very recently, having beaten Angus Nkarlong in the final down there. And here come the athletes. And what's really, really fascinating in this one as we approach is that Jonatan CHRISTIE has never lost to CHOU Tien Chien, who's world #4. He's beaten him 5 consecutive times. But there's a little sort of side issue to it that we'll discuss right now, actually. Why not, Steen? What do you think of that? That might all change today. Might.
There's a chance it might change. The thing is, all 5 matches have been played in either
Indonesia or Malaysia,
Putra Stadium in Kuala Lumpur or Istora Senayan in Jakarta. Both of them very windy stadiums. That's not the case here. Will that change the complexion? That's interesting.
Yeah, their last, this is a repeat of the Asian Games final, incidentally, back last August. CHRISTIE coming through in 3 tight games, 21-15 in the decider. 3 of their 5 previous showings have gone the distance. So it bodes well, and we should be in for an absolute belter. Mind you, as soon as I say that, it probably won't be. So I'll shut up. So there he is. It's his first match actually out here, which seems unusual. He's been untested here so far, and in that regard, it's such a tough ask to come in against a world top 5 player, a man of such experience, and he's got a lot of tour miles on his clock, this man, and team miles as well. The 29-year-old, been around the block a while, just off that career high ranking of 3 in the world for CHOU. That was back in April earlier this year. Had a pretty good year. He's won 9 and only lost 6 this year. 3 first-round showings, 3 semi-final showings, and this is who he's beaten here so far. Lee Dong-kyun of Korea, and then Hong Kong, Angus Nkarlong, in straight games. He's very, very strong and tough to knock off balance. And well, it's really interesting what Steen was saying. We'll get into that a little bit later about, you know, how it might all unfold. Here's the 21-year-old who's right up there off that career high ranking of 8 in the world. He spoke of that. He wants to stay top 8. Of course he does, because it puts him in contention for so much. But he's a wonderful athlete to play, and they're quite similar in that they're both very, very powerful, muscled athletes and tough to nudge off balance. Unselected on the previous 2 ties. Ginting has been out there, and well, he lost to Victor Axelsen, did Anthony Ginting, in his last match. So perhaps that's why CHRISTIE's been pulled in, but I think it is more to do with the fact that he actually really does enjoy playing CHOU. Yes, coach. But it's been a really good year for Jonatan CHRISTIE. He's played 18 matches, he's 11 and 7 wins to losses. He was last year's runner-up in the New Zealand Open, but went 1 better this year. An Asian Games title under his belt. 3 semi-final showings as well. The Malaysian Open, Korean Open and Indonesian Masters as well. And in that Indonesian Masters, he beat Shi Yuqi, Kidambi Srikanth. Quarter-final of the Singapore Open, Hong Kong and French Open as well. So he's had a great year, CHRISTIE. And this man, ever talented, strong, powerful frame as well. It should be a really decent match to watch. I'm excited to get my teeth into this one, Steen.
Yeah, there's always bit of tension when it's such a clear head-to-head score. Jonatan CHRISTIE, of course, the heavy favorite and a no-brainer selection for this match here when you're 5-0 up against your opponent, but that doesn't guarantee victory. And for CHOU, he needs to win this for Chinese Taipei to stand a good chance of securing a medal here. But he's had a up and down year.
Ladies and
CHOU,
gentlemen, on my
3
right,
first-round losses,
represented by CHOU Tien
a little
Chien.
inconsistent.
And on my left, Indonesia, represented by Jonatan CHRISTIE. Indonesia to serve low ball.
Juicy men's singles contest then. Jonatan CHRISTIE against CHOU Tien Chien. And I'm really excited to watch this one unfold from the perspective of CHRISTIE, who there's big expectation on him. What with that 5-0 head-to-head stranglehold, and you know it's a fresh match venue for him. Always takes a while to settle for anybody.
Oh, wow. It's one of the shots where you're not really certain yourself where it's going. Because you brush it off the top of the tape, and depending on where in its spin the shuttle is, it can go a lot of different places, but the brush should help it stay inside the court, and this is one of the more peculiar trajectories.
Service over 1-2.
Oh, he missed that. Looking a little bit up against the lighting here in Guangxi Sports Center Gymnasium. And as you mentioned earlier, Paul, 2 factors that we think might be in favor of CHOU. The fact that he's played in the arena earlier on and Jonathan hasn't. And also that it's a muscle stadium, so to speak, where raw muscle power is important, and we feel that perhaps CHOU has an advantage there, even though Jonatan CHRISTIE certainly isn't weak in any way.
Yeah, he must have heard you there, Sting, because he redlined at that, didn't he?
Yeah, but and I think it's pretty much even between these 2 players, actually. Jonathan, how old is he, Paul? You've got these stats there.
I'm pretty sure he's 21.
Started very early playing international badminton at the age of 16, as I recall it.
5-2.
He's very fresh-faced, isn't he? Interesting when you also think about CHOU's perspective as well. You'd imagine from his side, he needs to get that opening game against the player he's never beaten. And he's off to a flyer, is CHOU.
6-2.
Are we seeing, Steen, the fact that he's perhaps a little bit more relaxed because he's a couple of matches to the better here?
He's probably more content with the hole and acclimatized and knows what to expect from the playing conditions, even though Jonathan has been told, of course, by his teammates, and he's had practice sessions in here. It's different playing a match.
Yeah, the nerves are jangling. The nation expects.
Service over.
For Indonesia, they will look at the 5-0 head-to-head record, and if Jonatan were to lose this, then I guess there's some that won't look further down and see, okay, it's different conditions, basically like hard court clay and grass and tennis.
Yeah, quite well said. Makes a big difference, doesn't it? He's into it, isn't he, CHOU? He's roaring in the face of Jonatan CHRISTIE right now. Getting inside the Indonesian psyche. He's normally pretty low-key personality, isn't he? But he seems quite animated from the offing here. Now, how much of this can CHRISTIE withstand? This is a big deficit for him to handle right now. 5 points adrift.
8-3.
It's normally a given with 2 top 5 players in your team that Chinese Taipei win their singles, but it's such an easy ask.
9-3.
Still settling is CHRISTIE, and CHOU taking advantage, ratcheting up that scoreboard quickly now. He's really got the momentum.
Yeah, it seems like chance of CHRISTIE winning the first game seems slim. It still can be done, but more importantly, he must play himself into the match here, even if he should lose the first game.
CHRISTIE a little wayward, CHOU taking advantage. The man from Taipei is 11-3 to the good already in a matter of just 5 minutes.
Code to 20 seconds. Code to 20 seconds.
So, some advice from Indonesian men's singles coach
Play.
Hendy Saputro, and definitely needed for Jonatan CHRISTIE, who's faced a really good start from his opponent.
Service over.
Man in the picture here, CHOU Tien Chien. CHOU. We think there's a little bit of drift the opposite way, so that it's CHOU who's playing with the drift and Jonatan CHRISTIE up against the drift, but it's not a whole lot. It's not something that you have directing your whole game, as is the case in the more windy stadiums, Istora Senayan, Singapore Stadium, and Putra Stadium in Kuala Lumpur.
He's found that as well.
44.
it's a real gift, isn't it? Or more something that's learned, I think, for most players, Steen, that ability to front run and really, really headlock your opponent. And this is what CHOU's doing so well right now as a top 5 player.
Good shot. He seems faster on his feet as well today. Might be because Jonatan plays a really good shot here. He's a little bit uncertain about the conditions used to.
It seems to have induced a little bit of sort of hesitancy, hasn't it, over Christie? Yeah, too. Over-pressing, testament to that solid watertight defence of the man from Taipei.
15.
And the playing conditions, the fact that it's the first match for Jonatan CHRISTIE. After 2 or 3 matches in the tournament, he won't miss a shot like that.
Service over. 6-15.
Trying to play it really close to the net. CHOU there. It's more difficult when you have to do it from a distance.
And without sounding too defeatist, it's really tough for CHRISTIE to turn this around. Of course it is, but anything that he does here will serve him well for game 2 in terms of sort of getting a feel for the arena and settling in, bedding in a little bit more. You'd hope, from Indonesian fans' perspective, that he can find a way of taking root in game 2 on the back of some good, diligent work here. He's just free-flowing, isn't he, the man in the light blue shirt? Just, it's all coming a little bit easier for him. There's a smoothness to his performance. He looks more relaxed and settled, understandably. I think it's a big factor, Steen, that we're hitting on. I really do. I think it's inhibiting CHRISTIE to, 10% or so. It's tough to quantify, isn't it? But certainly it is a talking point. Moppers are getting rid of any beads of sweat. CHRISTIE, although his mind must be spinning like a washing machine right now, trying his utmost to just find a way in.
16-7, play.
Good shot.
Service over. 8-16.
Yeah, many would have suspected that he was selected against Denmark, against Victor Axelsen, but I guess the Indonesian team management felt that his playing style suited the Dane a little too well.
9-16.
It's always difficult when you're thrown in later on in team tournaments.
Well, his run of points stop at 2 again, CHRISTIE. He's not been able to engineer any more than that consecutively in this opening game, and that's kind of a good little benchmark for where he's at right now. It's coming slowly for him. Will he be able to get more of a toe hold as we approach game 2?
Shot.
Oh, that's better. You do sense he is upping it, isn't he?
Service over.
He's hit some good smashes in the backhand side of CHOU. That's most definite.
Well, 13 minutes have elapsed, and it is getting closer. CHOU, in recognition that he knows he needs to come out the blocks, as he did so well sprinting out. Golden start for him. Got to secure the opening game, having lost 5 times to Christie in the past.
Play.
Very lucky net caught from CHOU, because had it not touched the net cord, I think it would have gone wide, but it just stays in. As well.
Yeah, Lamont.
19-10.
Christie with a little bit of a wince etched all over his face after that. Understandably, could have played it.
Directly over that sideline there, and it was plumb on the line. Actually, sort of a reserve linesman.
Now, he's been good from the off, has CHOU. Very alert, very composed. Really like that. 10 game points.
It's gone wide. I concur with my first linesman.
20.
That spills over the back line, so it is the first game to CHOU Tien Chien of Chinese Taipei in this men's singles third match. 21-11, he secures it. Exactly quarter of an hour played. Back for game 2 shortly.
uji dia, kamu yang mati 12 poin, ya, tanggung jawab di sini untuk kamu. Nggak boleh, bukan nggak boleh serang, boleh, tapi untuk tidak matikan, untuk supaya kamu dia nggak bisa rancang dan kamu yakinkan bahwa kamu itu feelingnya enak, itu balik, ya, saya tapi kamu.
Go to 20 seconds. Go to 20 seconds.
Can't be easy when you're thrust into a tie that's
Jonatan?
well underway. And you've not played a match on site yet. Christie's in that predicament right now. He's lost the opening game against a man that he's beaten 5 consecutive times in the past. Can he make amends here? Or will CHOU ride this all the way home? Start of game 2.
Service over. 1 low.
some crisp smashes.
Yeah, well said. Great word, crisp.
CHOU Tien Chien.
1-all.
He's a powerful unit, and he's got a nice stillness of mind. Metronomic precision, the timing of the beating of the inflatable clappers from the Chinese Taipei camp.
Fall. Service over. 2-all.
The first goal for Jonatan now is to keep up with his opponent, go neck to neck with him for a while here in the second game, and then hope he can more or less steal it.
Service over.
Of course, anything better than that would be welcome, but that's what he can expect. He can't expect to suddenly go from being quite under in the rallies to totally dominating everything. If he does, that's perfect for the Indonesian, the Asian Games champion.
He lost the opening game in Istora Senayan. Do you remember that? 18-21. He came back 22-20 and took the third as well.
It was a nervy match. Ginting had disposed of Kento Momota earlier in the tournament and losing the semi-final to CHOU Tien Chien, who secured his first ever medal at a major tournament. Of course, golden opportunity for both of them to win the title.
Well, he's managed to sort of stamp his authority and hit through the conditions, hasn't he, there?
Yeah,
as a short lift away.
He's set it up well. Yeah, it was a little short lift, but still good to put it away because it's not easy in here. We've seen, especially the men's doubles, they played some rather long matches.
Yeah, the number of times I've been working with you, and you've said, why can't they kill their attacks? So true.
Good net game. He's first on the net, which means that he's the one who takes the shuttle higher of the two players at the moment. On the line,
and he's looking so relaxed, and that's a little sign of frustration for Christie, who can barely believe it. The quality that CHOU is bringing today is right up there. Perhaps that's a sign of the fact that he knows he's got to press harder and harder and tighter to the lines.
Yeah, it's simply more difficult for him to set his game up here because CHOU has the whole court to play on. He's even playing up against the drift, CHOU. That little drift that there is. This is not looking good for Jonatan CHRISTIE. I wonder if everything is down to the playing conditions. He's not really looking like his usual self, and we saw Ginting yesterday also quite below his normal high par.
Brilliant. He's got all the answers right now. That's 6 consecutive points for CHOU. Motoring.
And he doesn't have to work especially hard to score the points.
Yeah.
Taking extra steps in the defense. This is not the Jonatan CHRISTIE that we are used to seeing.
He's been face down in the dirt now for quite a while.
Thank you.
And he's not particularly enjoying his time on show court 2. I think he's feeling the weight of expectation as well. And I think all of that we spoke about is, it's hard for him to reveal his best right now against a man who's managing his own game very, very well. This man here, got to give him a lot of credit for this scoreline.
10-4. Play.
That's a good shot.
Service over. 5-10.
Seems to be one of his signature smashes, this one, doesn't he? He likes this cross smash.
Trying a high serve. Crash landed.
Service over.
11-5 to the turn then in game 2. CHOU still with the upper hand, doing a good job of front running here. Chinese Taipei looking good in rubber 3.
Go to 20 seconds. Go to 20 seconds.
Well, he's doing a really good job, Jonatan CHRISTIE, of sort of masking his emotions and still retaining a possibility of a comeback. This man has been exemplary over the last 5 minutes or so. He's won 8 of the last 9 points, CHOU Tien Chien. It seems like he's seeing the shuttle in slow motion. He's got that much time. He's sort of just, you know what I mean? He just looks to be there all the time, ahead of play, super balanced. A lot of shot precision with his Man City kit on, for those of you that follow the English Premiership.
Exact analogy when Kevin Sukamuli was playing. Seems like he's got extra time.
And Tai as well at the back end of her singles match. She was amazing too. Do you know, if it wasn't anybody else, but this man looks so in control, you'd sort of think, well, he might get tight because he's never beaten Jonatan CHRISTIE before in their 5 previous showings. But actually now, you know, I can't really see that. He's too in control, isn't he?
They will also make the same calculations as we've had, that it's Jonathan's first match, and he's only won in windy stadiums against CHOU, and physicality is an important point here, so they will have set him up for this win. We shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, but it looks really good for Chinese Taipei now.
It's gone as well from Christie, and it is. He's, you know, he's not quite himself, is he? You can see.
But there's no fighting spirit.
Yeah.
He's he doesn't have anything to bring today.
Against a man that's just not letting him in at all.
Service over. 7-15.
That's a good shot. That's pretty much the only shot that's been working really well for him
15.
today, Jonatan CHRISTIE. I'm thinking, what can it be? Because he's definitely not himself. Maybe it's the tournaments coming up in July. There's a home tournament, the Indonesia Super 1000 and the Olympics qualification period and all this stuff. So,
What do you think? The big training block or something that he's been in, maybe?
that's the question. I would think Indonesia would give it a shot here at Sudirman Cup. They lost in the group stage 2 years ago in Gold Coast, but it is a period where they've played the Asia Championships, they've played Singapore Open, Malaysia Open, All England. There's been a long period with tournaments, and there's almost a month till the next tournament, so it would be a fine time to put in some physical training if your main goal is not the Sudirman Cup. Still play, of course, whatever you can on the day, but the top goals might be somewhere in the future. There's a World Championship coming up in Basel in August as well.
Did you hear that reaction from CHOU?
Yeah.
It was raucous, and he's a very understated man. It means a lot to him, this performance. Anybody that he's never beaten before. Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, because also, I mean, you can see that, okay, the stadium here is a lot like the championship stadiums, so the 0-5 head-to-head is not as significant as you might think.
An angry injection of pace from Christie.
Service over. 10-18.
You do sense that it feels like it's too little too late from Christie. Can he possibly find some late form at the back end of this match to keep it alive?
No.
I don't think so. Just trying to be positive.
10-18.
I don't think so.
Play.
8 points adrift.
Did that roll over?
11.
Did.
18.
I think he's giving it a try, though. I think he's trying. Last push here. That's the smash.
He likes that one, doesn't he? We've seen a number of them.
12-18.
He really backs himself to make this time and again. Pedals behind it so quickly. And if Christie comes off the court shortly, he'll feel numb and horrible inside, you'd imagine, because he's not really got the bit between his teeth and managed to sort of come out of the blocks with anything. He'll feel shortchanged and like he's barely had an in the match, which is uncharacteristic for him, playing off that career high ranking.
This was the way Anthony Ginting looked against Victor Axelsen 2 days ago. So I think the team coaches, they know what they're doing. There'll probably be some criticism, but
CHOU Tien Chien challenges gold out.
Have to live with that.
I think it's a big congratulations to you, Steen, for sort of preempting this situation as well. You called it, didn't you? So well done. But it's been really interesting watching it unfold and how this man, top 5 athlete, has managed this game and kept his partner from revealing his A game. He's done a really terrific job. You can see how much it means to him and hear how much it means to him because he's been letting go of these big, uncharacteristic cries of delight as he secures more and more points. His scoreboard reeling frantically.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Didn't win that one though. Christie unhappy, he wants the mopper back to clean up.
Thank you.
I was
Service
satisfied
over.
with that. She's not getting a
13,
jump back in the
19.
Christie residence in Indonesia.
Play. Service over. 20. Match point 13.
So just the other side of half hour played. CHOU has now 7 match points.
Now the speed is there. Oh, it's called in.
Oh, it's in. Look at the reaction from CHOU Tien Chien. He's roaring at the back of the court, delighted with his work. He delivers a stunning blow to Indonesia. Masterful management of his opponent today and salvages some pride. His first win in 6 against Jonatan CHRISTIE. He suffocated him today on court, playing some brilliant tennis.
21-11.
It's a high five to his coach. He's delighted with that performance, and so he should be. Really well played. Congratulations, CHOU. Comes through 21-11, 21-13 in 36 minutes of action.